Hi children, good morning. We are seeing about the reproduction in plants that we have already learned in 7th class. Once we recall that and we move to the reproduction, sexual reproduction in animals. When you talk about the sexual reproduction in plants, you know that the plants have mostly two types of flowers, male flowers and female flowers, and also both the parts are present in the same flower as in the case of the datura, as you know well, isn't it? So in datura, both the male and female parts is seen in the same flower, isn't it? This is the female part of the flower where it consists of ovary, style and stigma, isn't it? This is the female part of the flower which is called as gynecium, and the male part consists of stamens which includes, isn't it? These are the stamens which includes the filament and anther. This is filament and this is anther. This is the male part of the flower. So this stamen consists of filaments. The long elongated structures are called as filaments, and this bulged part at the tip of the filament is called as anther. Is it clear? You know when anther consists of pollen grains, or this anther is also called as pollen sac, which consists of pollen grains. They are the male reproductive parts of the flower. So in fact, a flower consists of different parts, you know it. Pedicel. The stalk of the flower is called as pedicel, which is present at the bottom of the flower. That is called as below the ovary or thalamus. The bulged part is the thalamus at the calyx region. So this is completely, it is a calyx and corolla. You know the four folds of the flowers as calyx, corolla, androecium and gynecium. The stamen is also called as male part or androecium of the flower. Ovary, style and stigma belongs to gynecium. That is female part of the flower. You know well. And if you take the different flowers as male flowers and female flowers, what are the parts of the male flowers and what are the parts of the female flowers? If you take the female flower, it consists of ovary, style and stigma, that is the gynecium part which takes part in the reproduction. So it contains only the female parts. The flowers containing the calyx, corolla and only the gynecium but not androecium, then it is called as a female flower. The flower containing androecium but not gynecium, that is stamens and that consist of filament and anther but not ovaries. They are called as male flowers. Male flower contains only androecium, that is stamens. It contains only androecium in its flowering parts. The oles which contains only androecium, they are called as male flowers. The flowers containing gynecium but not androecium are called as female flowers, you know earlier. And these are the parts of the male flowers and female flowers. The fusion of male parts with the female parts resulting in the formation of zygote takes place in the process of sexual reproduction. So the zygote in turn gives rise to the seed formation, which results in the formation of new plant. You know well, isn't it? So due to the pollination, the pollen grains, due to the pollination, due to the various factors of pollination, they reach from the male, that is anther, they reach the stigma of the flower, and from the stigma they move to the ovary and fuses with the female part inside the ovary, and the male part when fused with the female part results in the formation of zygote, which in turn gives rise to the seed formation, which results in the formation of new plant. Seed gives rise to the new plant. So this is the sexual reproduction in plants. So you have seen the sexual reproduction in plants. In the similar pattern, you also can find the sexual reproduction in animals too. But what is sexual reproduction in animals? What are the parts that belongs to the sexual parts that are that takes place in the animal Okay children, now note on this. As you know children that in the plants, the stamens are the male parts and the ovary is the female part which takes parts in the sexual reproduction in the plants. Similarly, in animals also you know that the reproduction, that is the continuation of the species, takes place with the fusion of male and female gametes. What are the male reproductive systems and what are the female reproductive organs that is present in the human body, we will see now. Okay children, now let's see the male reproductive system. In the male reproductive system here, you see here, it contains a pair of seminal ducts or the sperm ducts which contains testes, which are testes. These are the male reproductive organs. Is it clear children? So testes produce sperms. Testes produce the sperms. As you know children, the pollen grains are the main that produces the seeds, that helps for the production of seeds in the plants, that is on the plant, for the plant. In the human beings also, the sperms also have a major role in the production of the offsprings, that is for reproduction. What is the role of the male reproductive system? Male reproductive system, as I told you, that it contains a pair of testes, seminal ducts, and the testis produces the sperms. The testes are situated, the male reproductive organs mainly situated below the abdomen. Where it is situated? Male reproductive organs are situated below the abdomen. They are situated below the abdomen. It includes, I said, a pair of testes and two pairs of seminal ducts. And the testes are how it is, they are like egg-shaped. Testes are of egg-shaped and produces sperms, and sperms are so many. Millions of sperms are produced from the testes, and they are microscopic and single-celled. This testis produces sperms which are of many. They produce millions of sperms and they are microscopic. How they are children? They are minute and microscopic. Each sperm has a middle piece, that is you see the structure of the human sperm over there children. So it consists of head, middle piece and tail. Head, middle piece and tail. In the middle piece there is a mitochondria, which is the powerhouse of the cell, which is it gets the energy from the mitochondria. So sperms, each testis produce sperms, and these sperms move through the seminal ducts or the seminal vesicles and move through the penis and are ejaculated out. Is it clear children? So this is the structure of male reproductive system. The different organs, male reproductive organs present in the human reproductive, so which takes part in the human reproductive system. Okay children, see here and draw this picture. Once again I repeat children, the male reproductive system consists of a pair of testes, seminal ducts and penis. A pair of testes produces sperms which are microscopic, and the testes are of egg-shaped, and these sperms are produced millions in a human being. Millions of sperms are produced by the human beings, and each sperm consists of three parts, that is head, middle piece and tail. Head consists of nucleus, which is the integral part of the cell, and it also contains the middle piece, which contains the mitochondria and forms which gives energy to the cell, and a tail which moves through which the locomotion takes place. And these sperms move through the seminal ducts or seminal vesicles, and the sperm, they are also called sperm ducts, and they are ejaculated out through the penis. Is it clear children? So this sperms fuse with the ovules inside the ovary of the female reproductive system, through which the zygote is formed, and this leads to the reproduction, that is fertilization process, in turn leads to the giving birth to the young ones. How this takes place, we will see after moving to the female reproductive system. Hope you have understood about the male reproductive system. Next we move to the female reproductive system.